How would you feel if you discovered that you've been unknowingly feeding your loyal friend a plethora of waste products that, far from the fancy dog food packaging claims would have you believe, was actually wreaking havoc with his health? Well, here's the scandal. If you strip away the clever pet food marketing campaigns and unravel the truth behind the fiercely protected multi-billion-pound industry, what you'll discover is that the majority of commercial dog food is exactly that, a glorified waste product. A health time bomb. Far from boosting health, commercial dog food is a driving force in the upward trend in dog obesity levels, arthritis, diabetes, skin irritations, and even cancer, to name but a few of the most common health afflictions troubling our dogs in epidemic proportions. Not only is highly processed commercial dog food shortening your dog's life and costing you hundreds over his lifetime in vet bills, it's impairing your beloved pet's long-term quality of life. But before we share with you some of the most common hidden hazards in commercial dog food, you may well be thinking, my dog's fine on his food. He's been on the same diet for years, there's nothing wrong with him. But did you know that diseases manifest over weeks, months, and even years before any noticeable outward symptoms are present? Many of the ingredients we are about to uncover will need little to no explanation as to why they are unfit for canine consumption, while some we have already identified as non-functional foods. Thanks to various canine case studies, we have never been better equipped to truly appreciate why it is that the majority of commercial pet food is slowly causing chaos with our dog's health. 1. Animal byproducts and derivatives. These consist of hooves, testicles, brain, ear, intestines, and any other parts of the animal that have no other commercial value and would otherwise be disposed of. Although existing legislation states that an animal must be inspected and passed as fit for human consumption prior to slaughter, there is nothing to ensure that these byproducts remain fit for consumption when processed into pet food. Furthermore, pet food manufacturers are able to hide behind relaxed labeling laws with the use of terms such as meat and animal derivatives without any requirement to detail specific ingredients. 2. Rendered animal proteins and meat and bone meal. The rendering industry serves to make byproducts from dead animals through an intense evaporation process that separates protein, fat, and bones. Waste products include restaurant grease, food waste, and dead animals from farms, which are then processed into tallow and lard, as well as meat and bone meal, a common dog food ingredient. 3. Excess fluoride. Still need a reason to avoid meat and bone meal in your dog's dinner? Probably not, but here's another disturbing fact. Meat and bone meal often contains concentrated levels of fluoride. This is due to the buildup of fluoride in the bones of livestock that drink fluoridated water and often eat plants grown in high fluoride soil. As a result, a study by the Environmental Working Group found that some dog food contains up to 2.5 times the Environmental Protection Agency's limit for safe drinking water. What's the harm in excess fluoride? It inhibits joint mobility, damages the nervous system, and is directly linked to bone cancer. 4. Antibiotics, hormones, and other nasties. Animal husbandry is far removed industry from the naturally reared livestock of early farming practices, with the norm typically being intensive factory farmed animals, pumped full of antibiotics, growth hormones, and other man-made chemicals. But that's not the only stomach-turning fact. Livestock are often fed low-grade ingredients, including treated excrement. These chemicals and impurities then build up in the muscles, bones, and organs of livestock, working their way through the food chain and into your dog's dinner bowl. 5. Soy, wheat, and corn. Corn and wheat are high glycemic carbohydrates that cause a rapid spike in blood sugar levels, resulting in inflammation which over time contributes to the onset of diseases such as obesity, diabetes, heart disease, arthritis, and cancer, to name a few. Soy, wheat, and corn have also been linked to leaky gut syndrome, which manifests as conditions such as food allergies, low energy levels, joint pain, thyroid problems, autoimmune diseases, and slow metabolism. Another alarming fact where soy is concerned is the use of hexane, which is a byproduct of crude oil, petroleum, often used in the extraction process. Don't expect to find it listed on any packaging though. This is due to the fact that most of it evaporates in the production process, negating manufacturers of any obligation to declare its use. We could continue to divulge on the many reasons why these offending ingredients should be eliminated from your dog's diet, but we think we've made our point. But before we move on entirely, soy, wheat and corn are also amongst the most heavily genetically modified GMO of all crops. Six, GMO ingredients. Putting aside the controversial debate on the long-term implications of GMO crops, there's no glossing over the fact that one of the primary objectives of genetic engineering has been to increase the resistance of crops to pesticides and herbicides. It will therefore come as no surprise to learn that GMO crops tend to be treated with considerably higher levels of harmful chemicals. 7. Pesticides and herbicides. According to the Stockholm Convention on Persistent Organic Pollutants, 9 of the 12 most dangerous chemicals listed are pesticides. Both pesticides and herbicides have been linked to many debilitating and even life-threatening illnesses, such as cancer and brain disorders like dementia. In addition, they have been associated with infertility as well as birth defects. 8. Gluten. Gluten has been linked to a wide range of debilitating conditions in humans, including autoimmune diseases, inflammatory bowel diseases, obesity, fatigue, cancer and thyroid dysfunction, to name but a few. Given that dogs aren't genetically adapted to eating grains, gluten is likely to be just as damaging to our canine counterparts. 9. Artificial colouring agents and flavour enhancers. These chemical additives have no nutritional value whatsoever and have been connected to many adverse reactions, such as nausea, diarrhea, and behavioural issues. Chemical preservatives. Ever looked at a food label and wondered what BHA and BHT are? They're chemicals. Butylated hydroxyanisole and butylated hydroxytoluene respectively. Used to preserve fat, many countries ban the use of these preservatives in human food, but unfortunately, legislation has yet to filter down to our dogs' diets. Studies have found them to be carcinogenic and linked them to cancer and tumour growth. Yet another offending preservative is ethoxyquin, commonly found in fish meal and which doubles up as a pesticide. Some studies have attributed it to liver and kidney cancer in dogs, as well as infertility and abnormal fetal growth. 11. Sugar. Your dog might love his kibble, but sugar is an empty calorie, meaning it provides no nutritional value and only energy. It's an extremely high glycemic carbohydrate that promotes diseases such as obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. Cancer is also known to thrive on sugar. 12. Carcinogens. The high temperatures involved in the production process cause reactions that produce carcinogenic chemicals. Since these chemicals are a byproduct of the production process and not an ingredient, there is no obligation from manufacturers to declare them. It's also worth noting that the high temperatures reached in the production process destroys many of the vitamins, antioxidants and enzymes that would otherwise help to boost health and fight disease.